Hello Year 6, it's Miss Jobbins here with your final lesson for this week's Wellbeing Week English work. We hope that you've really enjoyed this theme. It was really different to all of our other English topics, and it is going to be a little bit different to week 6, our final week. I can't believe that we're already coming towards the end of this term. You guys have all done so incredibly well, and thank you so much for listening to this feedback teaching session today, so this teaching point. We hope that you have been finding these all useful, and if there is anything like feedback or something you want to give us, please just message me directly. I'll be more than happy to go through each of them and use your feedback as help. But as you know, today is lesson 4, and our lesson objective is to edit and improve and present my answer to a key question. Now, before we get on to this question here, ladies and gentlemen, we should have all completed task 1, which was to edit and improve and finish off answering those questions from yesterday and from Tuesday, sorry. And then we should have also then gone on to task 2, where you would have written your first draft to your presentation. Now, if you've not yet finished that, ladies and gentlemen, please pause this video and finish it and then come back to this final teaching point after you finished it. Pause the video now and come back to me in a moment. Hello ladies and gentlemen, as you know, you should have completed task 1 and 2 from lesson 3, and today we are going to be moving on to lesson 4, where today, as I've said, we are going to be editing and improving and presenting my answer to a key question. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you should have what you're hoping is like a finished final draft of either your presentation, your speech, your poem, whatever you've decided, book, whatever. And today you're going to be thinking about editing and improving it and then getting ready to present it today. You might want to use Friday instead of when you're not having your wellbeing session or doing the wellbeing activities. You could be finalising it and then uploading it tomorrow, so Friday's lesson. But make sure that you look back on this teaching point, the grammar resources, and these slides to help you with that final editing and improving of your last draft, and also your practice session, which I'm going to practicing and performing, which I'm going to take you through today. So, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, we always start with the spelling starter, and our spelling starter in our last lesson is always to look at these common exception words we've been learning for 30 seconds. Then, once your 30-second timer is gone, each of these are going to disappear, and can you identify which word it is? Write the missing word on your piece of paper. So, I'm hoping that we're all somehow magically going to shut our eyes, and I'm going to zoom past these so you can't see which ones go missing. This is always the hardest bit of teaching point. So, at the end, you'll come to a finish section like this, and you should have written them all down, spelled correctly in beautiful, neat handwriting. So that's our cursive and joint handwriting, and they are all written down correctly on your piece of paper. Okay, in the correct order that they had been hidden. So I hope you had a go at those. If you would like to pause the video, do your 30 seconds, and then have a go at these slides. Good luck. So hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your lesson 4. You should have had a go at your spelling starter, and now we're going to be moving on to today's task. So as you know, today's task is going to be looking at our key question, which we've been looking at all week, which is who do you want to be and how will you achieve it? So for today's task, we would like you to use your planning and first draft and your final draft from yesterday and Wednesday and Tuesday, from Wednesday, Tuesday and Monday sessions to edit and improve all of your first and final drafts of your presentation, making sure that you answer your key question and hopefully get round to filming it today. If you don't get round to filming it today, ladies and gentlemen, that's no worry. If you could just let your class teacher know, or your class learning teacher for this week. So that's Jet class, that's either Miss Story, Miss Bannenberg, or Mr. Collier. If you let one of them know that you won't be able to get your filming done today for some reason, because maybe you're still editing and improving your final draft and rehearsing it, that's okay, just as long as you let your class teacher know. Okay, so remember, it could have been any of these key areas, and we would like you to, by the end, oh, that's spelled very weird. I'm going to edit that now, because that's going to annoy me. But don't worry, it's going to freeze instead. It's frozen year 6. But this is why I can't ever multitask with these things. So this is now not the best learning teaching point you're ever going to have. Here, I do apologise. Here we go. So we would like you by the end of today to film yourself presenting or reading your answer to the key question and upload it to Class Dojo by 3 p.m. These pieces of English work, please can we remind you, need to be at the same standard of all your other writing. You need to make sure that you are working hard, focusing, reflecting and justifying your work. You will need to research, plan and edit and improve your work and then practice and refine your presentation ready to film. As we said at the start, imagine that we are like Dragon's Den and you are presenting a piece to us. Okay, so really think about the language you're using as well and make sure you're using your grammar resource to make it really exciting. So as we always do, we wanted to remind you of your Vipers and your P to make sure that you're using those up-leveled sentences and those sentence structures to really make sure that you are really giving the best version of your presentation that you possibly can. Again, as you've previously gone through, we want to make sure that you edit and improve and proofread this final draft before you even move on to your public speaking presentation. So please make sure that you've gone through each of these slides, making sure that you've read them accurately and you've watched the 2 BBC bite-sized videos. Make sure that you've got your printed copy of your TAPS out in front of you and you've gone through it, making sure that you can tick off all of these features. I would recommend, if I was you, just like you would with your stats paper, I'd go through these now with a highlighter and highlight the key points. For example, target audience. We know that we're going to need to use that semi to formal tone. We're going to need to make sure that we've got that first person narrative. We're going to need to make sure that we've got ticked off everything from the success criteria. We're going to be needing to think about that this is going to be presented to my class teacher. So I'm going to need to think about like the language I use, how I come across, making sure that I've got that maybe added bit of humour, but it doesn't make it look like that I'm being silly. Okay, so you need to think about these things when you're going through it. So I would say now, pause this teaching and learning video, highlight your TAPS and make sure that you've got evidence of that in your final draft and then come back to this. So pause the video now and come back to me once you've done that task. Hello ladies and gentlemen, you should have had a go at highlighting the key features of your TAPS and making sure that you've got it in your final draft of your writing. Just as we always ask you, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to use your grammar resource to support your presentation. Now should be the time before you even move on to learning about how to present your presentation. You need to make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you have now gone through this again, so your final draft again, maybe even get a parent or a carer or someone at home to also go through this with you, making sure that you can tick these off because you can provide 2 or more pieces of evidence that represent each of these steps in your presentation success criteria. If you don't get some of these are all mentioned in your grammar resource. All you need to do is click on this link here and it will take you directly to the grammar resource. You can also find the grammar resource on the English part of our website, right next door to the teaching points. Okay, so they are all there. So just like I've asked you to do with the TAPS where you've highlighted the key features and you made sure you've got them all in your writing, can you please have a go at that now, but this time with your success criteria? Go through your final draft, make sure that you've got every single one of these pieces of success criteria and make sure that you can find 2 or more of them to tick them off. So pause this video now. Go through each of these sections, making sure you've got this printed out in front of you if that's possible. Tick them off once you see them in your writing 2 or more times. Okay, if you need help with this, please ask a class teacher. We are more than happy to support you. But pause this video now and then come back to me once you've done this next task, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck. Pause the video now, please. Hello and welcome back. Now you should have gone through this presentation success criteria and be able to tick 2 or 3 pieces off in your own writing to be able to tick this off. So you should be able to find 2 or more pieces of evidence of each of these sections before you tick them off, okay? So please make sure that you've got someone else in your house or your home or where you live to also make sure that they can identify all these key features from the success criteria before you move on to this section. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going through your public speaking section. So this is where you've gone through, you've edited and improved, you've refined, you've made sure that your work, before you start practicing and rehearsing it ready for filming today, you have made sure that everything is there. Then you can move on to this public speaking section. So as you can see here, it says, as you know, we have asked you to create a presentation based on answering the key question. After you've finalised your draft and practiced your presentation, you will need to film it. Make sure you follow the public speaking success criteria, which is on this next slide here, and the resources from the pupil portal to help support you in your practice and final filming. So you've got some videos here, ladies and gentlemen, that will help you to practice, set up a presentation and present your piece of work ready for us dragons to see it over Class Dojo. Also, on your website, you can see here, if you scroll down on the pupil portal, you can see here that we've got some speaking in public hints and tips video PowerPoints. You've got some posters and key worksheets, key resource sheets to also use. I'd go through those because they'll really support you. As well as that, particularly like some of these things like the TED Ed ones and the Being the Confident Speaker, they're really useful. And this presentation one, we've found these because we think they're going to be the most useful in your writing. Okay, so make sure, and your public speaking and presenting. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you've watched these 3 videos and you've had a look at these 2 resources on the website. If you can't access them for some reason, please let us know and we will support you. Please pause this video now. These videos, again, won't take too long, and neither will looking through this PowerPoint or this poster. But please pause this video and then come back to me. Good luck. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you should have paused the video, gone through the key videos here and the 2 worksheet or the PowerPoint and the worksheet on the website to help support you. And then we're now going to move on to our public speaking success criteria. As you know from the videos and this public speaking presentation, as well as this public speaking poster here, these are the key things that we think are going to make a successful public speaking presentation. Now you might think, but Miss Jobbins, I'm not going to be public speaking. Yes, you are, because you're filming yourself. All of these still apply, no matter even if it's you speaking over, say, like what I'm doing now, where you're using something like Screencastify to record over a presentation. That's absolutely fine, but you can still tell that I'm making sure that I'm annotating certain words. If only you guys can see me now as well. I'm using hand gestures. I'm making sure that even though I know you can't see me, I'm looking directly into the camera, so as if I'm looking directly into my audience. I'm making sure that I'm going over keywords and making sure that you know what they mean. It's all about, no matter if they can't see you, it's all about how you present yourself and how you say things. So make sure that you also print this off as well as your other success criteria. And then when you're practicing, rehearsing your presentation, perhaps you could get someone in your house to tick this off as you go along. You tick it off first, making sure, okay, I think I've made sure that I've got an appropriate voice and tone. But then maybe when you then have ticked it, you can get someone else in your house to have a look through it, and then they go, actually, I think you could work on this. And then that will give you something to redo and refine and re-edit and have another go at before you film your final version. As always as well, ladies and gentlemen, you make sure that you've had a look at all of these videos to support your learning and you've thought about those SMART goals. So please do this now and get ready for your filming, because the last bit will be us going through your stop and your Class Dojo. So please make sure that you have a rehearsal now and make sure you tick this off, and then you get somebody else to have a go at ticking this off and reflecting and giving you some feedback as well. Then we will go through your final teaching and learning section of this teaching and learning input. And then we would like you to go off and film it and upload it to Class Dojo. So pause this video now and I'll take you through the final part. Good luck. Hello and welcome back to your final part of today's lesson 4. Now you should have, as I said, gone through your presentation and refined it, edited it, improved it, proofread it, got somebody else to look at it and take a look. Now is the point where you should be stopping and going through each of these key stop questions. Once you've done that, you then need to upload your video. So that should say upload your video. I do apologise. And upload it to Class Dojo on your English I'd say extended writing section. Even though we know it's not extended writing, you're still going to need it to upload it because that's your final finished draft. Okay, so please make sure that you have made sure that you've stopped, you've got somebody else to listen through it, you've had a go yourself, and then you need to then do a final filming of it and upload it to Class Dojo. If you have any issues with uploading to Class Dojo, ladies and gentlemen, please contact your class teacher. We'd be more than happy to help you in any way we can. As well as that, if you do have any questions or you need some support in the final little bits of it, please let us know. We would love to help you in any way, shape or form that we can. We're wishing you the best of luck, and we are so excited. Us dragons are very excited about seeing your final presentation of the key question, and we're really interested to see your reflections and your ideas on them. So best of luck, and please know that we're always here to support you. Have an absolutely fabulous day and look forward to seeing them. Bye.